Hello there, everybody. Today we're going to be looking at Blastoise. I am currently in Masters, and I've got a lot of Blastoise games under my belt. Blastoise is by far the best current defender in the game, and I'm going to take you through and show you a few different ways to play Blastoise. I'm going to show you all the moves. I'm going to show you the stats first, the base stats. I'm going to show you all the moves. I'm going to show you the best items for Blastoise, and then I'm going to show you some Blastoise gameplay. So again, one of the best tanks, probably the best tank right now. Crustle, the only potential competitor in the game, is Blastoise. I'm going to show you why that is. Let's get into it. All right, we have Blastoise here, and Blastoise is a ranged defender special attacker. So what does special attacker mean? In case you don't know, special attacker means that the special attack stat is what kind of dictates how much damage Blastoise does with his abilities. There's a little bit of common rules for all of it that we're going to discuss real quick. First of all, he levels up at level 5 to Wartortle, and then level 9 to Blastoise. You're strong regardless throughout, but you definitely kind of hit your stride at that 9. When you hit Blastoise is when you're at your top game for sure here. So your passive is called Torrent. When the Pokemon is at half HP or less, its attack and special attack are increased. There have been some questions as to whether or not this scales with weakness policy. I don't know. Weakness policy is not a good item for Blastoise because just a super low base attack spread for Blastoise. So I wouldn't think about weakness policy for him. All right, basic attack becomes a boosted attack with every third attack, dealing continual damage and decreasing the movement speed of opposing Pokemon for a short time when it hits. So a little bit of a slow. And here we have the standard attack normally, non-boosted, is 293. That's based off his attack damage. And then 726 for the boosted damage. So that's definitely a big mixture here. What's really important to know is that the standard attack is based only off the attack stat, where a Pokemon's boosted attack is always based off of their main attack stats. So like right here it says physical, special, boosted. There you go. This right here is physical, and this is the special. The boosted one is special. So if you have a Cinderace, for example, which is an attack-based Pokemon, a basic attack, then you're going to be looking at the attack stat for your boosted in addition to the normal basic attack. So anyway, a little bit of background information in case you don't know that. Important to also remember that these numbers here are based on level 15. All right, you start with Water Gun, and then you upgrade that to Hydro Pump or Water Spout. Both these guys are actually really valid right now, although your additional playstyle, where you go with the other skill, kind of dictates which one is more suited for you in at least one way. So Water Gun attacks with a shot of water, shoving opposing Pokemon, decreasing their movement speed for a short period of time. What's really important to note here is the shoving opposing Pokemon is pretty important, and decreasing their movement speed. This means that when you before you're able to upgrade this, which upgrades at level 5, anytime before level 5, if you're going to be using this, you can use it to poke. But if you're going to be trying to secure a kill, you want to be pushing them towards your teammate, away from their kind of defensive areas. And that's a really good way to get the slow on them, as well as a knockback, and set up for a really good early kill. Squirtle can do this pretty easily if they have a decently strong, a good amount of damage for their lane partner. All right, then you upgrade that to Hydro Pump or Water Spout. Hydro Pump has the user attack by blasting out a huge volume of water, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon and shoving them when it hits. If used during Rapid Spin, its damage is increased. Right here, this is the 799 damage per hit at level 15, 1320 in Rapid Spin. However, what's important to understand is that if you're closer, you hit with more of it, and the maximum is 2397, which is huge. Now, I cannot confirm this based upon anything that Pokemon Unite has said, but it certainly has seemed forever that if you knock them into something, it gives them a short bit of a hindrance, a short bit of like a moment where they can't do anything. We're going to test that ourselves here to see if we can replicate that, but it definitely does seem like if you knock them into a wall with a Hydro Pump, they kind of get like a short stun. And I don't know if the stun's based upon the distance that it would have shoved them, as if they're still in motion, or if it's a separate thing, but we're going to test that today. I like to test stuff here on this channel, so you can also choose Water Spout. Spouts water towards a designated location, decreasing the movement speed of opposing Pokemon in the area of effect for a short time. Basically, this is a circular ranged attack, which has a slow to it, kind of like Pikachu's Thunder Shock or Thunder Wave, I think. I can't remember which one it is. I use them both, but it basically it's a circular range, and it slows anybody inside there. It does 369 per hit, 2214 total, more in Rapid Spin. So the actual amount of potential damage you can hit with this is greater than, in theory, Hydro Pump, but there's one thing important about Water Spout, and that is this. If used during Rapid Spin, it can hit more times. So really, Water Spout is built with Rapid Spin. It's decent on its own, but it does not scale as well with Surf as it does Rapid Spin. Right now, I kind of think Surf might be the more optimized way of playing this, but it does depend on your items. Blastoise is just really versatile, and we're going to talk more about that when we talk about items coming up shortly. The other option you get, though, is going to be Skull Bash that goes into Surf for Rapid Spin. Skull Bash fiercely rams an opposing Pokemon and leaves it unable to act. It's very important to hit this if you're trying to secure a kill. A very common thing for Squirtle to do is going to be Skull Bash through the enemy to the backside of them. You're going to get a quick stun on them, and then using your Water Gun to push them back towards your team and slow them. It's dangerous, and you can absolutely catch people out with this. Skull Bash does not do a lot of damage. I would not focus on securing any neutral mobs really with Skull Bash unless you absolutely have to, because its damage is nothing compared to Water Gun. It's not able to do the same amount of damage early on, and also it leaves you then without an escape. Skull Bash is a really good dash that can be used as an escape, and so you want to keep that in mind as well, that in addition to not being able to use it to stun an enemy, it's not very good at last hitting, and then you can't escape. So I don't like Skull Bash for attempting a last hit. It's a good indication to the opposing enemy team that it's time to go in on you, because you've used your escape ability. Now you'll have to blow an eject if you're trying to get out, if you have eject. You then upgrade Skull Bash into Surf or Rapid Spin. Surf has a user charge forward on a wave, shoving opposing Pokemon and leaving them unable to act. It's a bit of it's a movement, kind of like Snorlax's Slowbro's is, and then following a slight stun of sorts. And a hindrance is probably more accurate to call it. It's good, and it's actually a lot of distance, and I think that Surf has some really great implications that people don't use properly, but when used well, I think Surf might be optimized right now a little bit better than Rapid Spin, and we'll talk more about that in a second, though. The user becomes immune to hindrances while using this move and can jump in a designated direction once this move ends. So in addition to having yourself this long dash that allows you to really kind of push people around and mess with them, you also at the end get to jump in a direction based on where you're pulling your joystick, and that can be really nice because it can get you out of some tricky situations, allow you to jump in there and then position for a mean Hydro Pump. So very useful, and generally synergizes better with Hydro than it does with Water Spout. Rapid Spin here has the user spin rapidly, change the mechanics of his base attack as well as Hydro Pump and Water Spout moves. When you upgrade it, it reduces the damage you receive while making this move. So this is more of the tank build, right? This is more of the tank sort of way of going, is going to be Rapid Spin and Water Spout. It does 263 per hit, 2680 maximum, and then again, it makes you really hard to, it makes you kind of faster, it makes you kind of harder to push away, and it definitely has a lot of implications from a team fight perspective. This is more of your tanky, I want to be in the middle of it all and just putting out, putting out DPS and putting out distractions. This is Rapid Spin. I think, like I said, Surf right now is slightly more optimized, and I'm going to show you a bit about that when we get into this next portion, which is going to be after stats. I'll show you all the different moves. So Hydro Typhoon, this is the ultimate. This is the Unite ability. Has the user spout water to attack while spinning, throwing opposing Pokemon in a large area. This also grants the user a shield. 3368 here, scaling off your special attack, and it is nasty. This is a disgustingly nasty attack, to be honest. It's pretty brutal. And again, scales with special attack. It's considered a hindrance. If you hit a whole team, you win the fight, primarily. A really good tactic for Blastoise here is to use this when you are inside of a bush or something, when people aren't expecting you to use it, and it gives you a little bit of an extra element of surprise that is pretty devastating typically. All right, let's talk about stats now. He's considered an endurance and support kind of champion here. The big thing to notice is that at level 15, he's got 9,800 health. This is actually less than Blissey, who has 10,000. Yep. Little known facts there. I have a Blissey guide coming out pretty soon. Blissey has 10,000 health. Is it Blissey I'm thinking about? Yeah, pretty sure it is. Attack 293. This is where his attack stat comes from up here. He doesn't have a ton of extra attack by base. Defense, this is what he's good at. 599, pretty high defense stat there. 412, decent special attack, but it's not much. And then special defense, 420. So a lot of his damage, 412, gives him 3-3-6-3 attack here on his Hydro Typhoon. And so special attack actually does a bit for him because it does boost already strong base damages to what could be ridiculous damages. However, what you really want to be thinking about with him is that he has these phenomenal base defense and special defense stats, and you want to be using his health pool here, and anything that can help benefit your health pool is going to scale really nicely with these extra defenses. So that's definitely something you want to keep in mind. We're going to be talking about that during the items portion of this guide video. So there we go. That's his stats. We're going to go in there and show you each of the moves now, and then we're going to show you the items. And again, if you want to skip, everything will be down at the bottom in chapters. Sometimes chapters don't work for this channel right now because it's a little small. Main channel gets them. This channel doesn't always. But you should be able to navigate pretty easily around anyway, using in the description the different time links. So let's do this. Alrighty, here we are loaded in, and I'll basically just show you the normal kind of way that you're going to be going about most of your games. You're going to be going typically top, sometimes bottom. Doesn't matter too much, honestly. And you're going to be walking up with the mobs just like this. And now, I'm not going to use my water gun here because typically in a team where I'd have another partner, we'd already have cleared this. What I want to show you here is this. You can easily get both with them, push them right next to each other, and then you do a ton of group damage by keeping them nice and close throughout that. So that's a really nice early tactic to kind of show you how you should be and could be using your early abilities. Like I said, you don't want to use Skull Bash to stun like that because it really doesn't do much damage. What you really want to be doing is using that. There you go. That's a lot of damage right there to be using here. Skull Bash does not do much damage, whereas Water Gun has phenomenal amounts of burst damage. And you can kind of see like that knockback into the wall seems to have something extra going on for it. I think that if I was to be able to understand it properly and research it properly, it probably looks something like the distance that you would be pushed back is then transferred into a stun. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's its own stun. It's almost like you would still be in motion if you weren't so close. So we're going to give you a little bit of a stun. It's hard to say. Just because the nature of Pokemon Unite right now, they don't tell you everything. Let's see it from back here. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? Like the knock into the wall did not actually extend the stun duration of the knockback, but it does kind of give it a little bit of a different feel to it. I'm not sure what I would say if there's any increased value to making sure you're knocking into a wall, but you are locking them into a position when you knock them into a wall. There is that to consider. We're level 4 right now. Let's talk about Water Gun. Water Gun, knockback. Pretty good knockback. That was the entire length of my Water Gun. That's my auto attack range right there. I knocked him back. That's very important to keep in mind. That just the total amount of movement you can do is insane. It's an insane amount of movement that you can push through here as part of your knockback ability. And pretty decent damage as well. Definitely worth keeping in mind here, the damage. I want to do this again. I'm grabbing Hydro Spout, or Hydro Pump, and we're going to look at the damage here of Hydro. I want to show you the difference between up close and at max range. This is max range Hydro. 4-1-6, a little bit of that hindrance. What you'll notice is that the hindrance lasted for not just the portion of where it was knocked back. It lasted for a set amount. Now we're going to go right up front to Hydro and hit it there. 1, 2, 4, 8. That is a massive, massive difference. At this level right now, at level 5, Wartortle here has 4,060 damage. That's a pretty good portion of the damage that the health that Wartortle has, simply from being up closer. It's a big difference. We're gonna do it one more time up close. Watch him get pushed back. You see how his hindrance lasted the entire time, but you also got the movement? So you definitely want to be maximizing your value from this by getting between them and their exit and pushing them back a longer distance. Let them get close to you. You don't want to be just spamming Hydro Pump anytime it's up. You want to be using it to the maximum of your capabilities by ensuring that it is going to give you the pushback, the knockback, as well as any other status effects that you want. Let's look at Skull Bash real quick, just to see the damage there. 401. That's what I'm talking about. It's so little that using this as a last hit mechanic is not a wise call. You really want to be just ensuring that you're using it to escape or to lock down an opponent. Focus on anything else afterwards. Let's level up here and get Surf. Hydro Pump and Surf is my favorite combination. We're going to show you Surf right here. Surf's got a really good range. It's way further than your auto attack range. It has that knock up, which is a hindrance, and as well as that little bit of a knockback. Let's look at the total damage here. So let's go back over here and just look at the damage. There's the Surf. I'm not jumping at the end of it. 1056 right there. 1056 is the damage from Surf. We'll stand a little bit closer. We'll say that we're hiding here in this corner, and we're going to surf out. We're going to use this jump to go up. There you go. I was using the jump to kind of move myself up afterwards, and you can see that it's allowed me to position myself in a slightly different area than it would have if I didn't. So now we're going to use the jump and the surf in combination with our hydro pump to kind of show you how that would look. I jump in front of him and then knock him back. Boom. So I was able to kind of continue my serve by jumping in front of him and then use the hydro pump to knock him back towards my team. That is your pretty standard combination here for Blastoise. So let's skip to level 9 now and show you the Unite move, which again is just this insanely powerful move. Let's make sure we have all the damage is negative out. We're only level 9. Hit left. Knock up, huge hindrance. It says 1 second, but there's no way you're moving within that second. You're up there for way longer than a second. And the damage was pretty significant as well. In fact, I forgot to look at it because I was so excited about the knock up. We're going to run it again. Here we go. 2, 5, 4, 6 damage. An insane amount of base damage. That scales up at level 15 to 3, 3, 6, 8. But at this level, right now, what do we have? Level 9, we have 5,769 health. We're doing half our health. Now, that wouldn't include any special attack and stuff, but when you have a full set of teams, when you have just multiple people around you, you will absolutely destroy with that. We're going to go use it against the Cinderace here if we can. See where the Cinderace is. Jump. Meow. I did 2,400 damage to that Cinderace right there. Pretty close to the maximum I could have been doing anyway. And it's such a powerful attack. What you want to make sure you're doing, though, with your Unite move is it's kind of a little bit funky. It can get stuck. And you want to make sure you're kind of clear of your other animations first. I have some issues sometimes with buffering the stuff. There you go. I jumped back that particular way. I missed that, and then let's just go ahead and do that. It's funny because that actually took less damage than Cinderace did. I think it has more natural defenses than the Cinderace has at this level. Yep, that did less damage to him too. So anyway, the point is just you have to be kind of careful when you're comboing these because if you're using it too fast, I'm spamming it right now, it kind of can get a little bit chunky and wonky, and you just kind of want to make sure that you're kind of placing it better. So a really good move for Blastoise, a pretty optimized play, is to sit here in the corner, use it then if you're going to use it, and then follow up from there. So when you're in a bush, when you're unseeable at that time, it's really pretty easy to get a special secret attack off, and you just do so much damage, especially in an AoE. You don't want to be using your Unite move unless you have to, unless there's only one person really that you're fighting, or I'm sorry, more than one person that you're fighting against. For one person, it's just not going to give you a lot of value, but you can see that you're literally one-shotting. You can one-shot people at this level if you've got a little bit of a level advantage with your ultimate. Let's go look at the other settings now. Let's go look at Rapid Spin and Water Spout, which has been nerfed, but I think it's still probably the best way to go about. All right, we're loaded back in here. I'm going to show you the jungle, one of the possible jungle routes. Just 2 jungle routes that people like to run right now, and the one that I run is a little bit weird, but it really is my favorite. If you're going to run a jungle route, 100% you want that water gun. It is the only way to start, frankly, as Squirtle. You should get your bash up before you're fighting any enemy teams. You're going to use your bash to stun this guy out of anything that he's going to be trying to do, and then push him back. A lot of people like to go double buffs first. I don't. I like to be pulling up to the top. I just think that it's a cleaner pull. It's a nice pull. I feel like it's kind of optimized. It's kind of faster. I stutter step back in a little bit to make sure that I'm hitting that. I'm going to use Skull Bash here to close the distance as fast as possible. Knock him into the wall to make sure I'm not knocking him too much further away from me. And then we're getting back ready for our second buff. So I really think that this is just basically the fastest way to go about it. We're going to stun this guy out of his and then get that nice water gun into the side as well and start pulling him back. We now have level 5, and I don't believe that there's any chance that we're beaten by most normal junglers. Here's your Water Spout. It does a good amount of damage if you can keep them in it for the whole time, and that's the point of Water Spout. It's an AoE CC move, right? Probably pretty decent for farming stuff, such as these guys right here, although frankly, so is Hydro Pump, so I'm not sure it's going to make a big difference from a farming perspective, but and you do so much AoE damage anyway from your kind of combination continuous attacks But it's really meant to be more of a, it really synergizes very nicely with your rapid spin, which we'll be showing you soon. And the main purpose of it, in my mind, is just to kind of allow you to build a tanky version. Surf is great, but rapid spin gives you a lot of tank ability here. And let's show you rapid spin here. Rapid spin right there. Oops, sorry. Rapid spin is this. And you can auto attack while you're doing this, which is really important to note. You're doing damage just for being by them. And you're also doing damage with your auto attacks, but you have to have your auto attacks going at that time, and you'll do those little water squirts basically everywhere. Let's go ahead and look at rapid spin. This is rapid spin. Goodness me. Skim! Stop! Let's wait for a second. Wait for this to kind of go down. You see hindrance length is listed as 4 seconds. That's 4 seconds of slow if they stay in it the whole time. All right, rapid spin. This is the damage you do without any auto attacks. It's pretty consistent, and it's not bad. That's 1,800 damage, in addition to a bit of a speed increase while you're kind of going through that process. But let's see how much that changes when you're throwing in your auto attacks, and then we're going to throw in some rapid spin as well. So here we are now. We're throwing in our auto attacks in addition to just the rapid spin damage, just going around the guy. 2,814. That is a difference. And so when you're looking to get a build that's going to allow you to just sit in the middle of people and throw out damage, this is a really good one to go. And the reason why you kind of want to, I think it's better with Water Spout than Hydro. Hydro's good in rapid spin form, but I think that it's actually a little bit better here with Water Spout because this gives you some ranged, a little bit of a ranged CC as well. And when you're talking about trying to be just a damage soak, you want the CC. So here's more or less how you would run this build here. You'd be throwing down your Water Spout, coming in here with rapid spin, and then pressing and holding down Water Spout at the same time, and then continuing your auto attacks. All right, 4, 9, 2, 1, that combination. 5 seconds of CC, of hindrance, and this is the best way to go about it if you're going to be running this build, rapid spin and Water Spout. Like I said, I kind of like Surf and Hydro. I think it's just more generally good, but this is really good if you're going for a full tank build. I think, you know, you throw down your Water Spout, you come in there with rapid spin, get a couple autos, and then you start your Water Spout. Make sure you're pressing and holding, and then you continue your autos. So when you're using your Water Spout inside your rapid spin, you have to be pressing and holding. You have to be pressing and holding. It's very important to keep that in mind. So, but that's the move here. You're getting your Water Spout down. You're going in rapid spin, auto, and then you press and hold your Water Spout. And then once that ends, auto, you're autoing. All right? 5, 2, 4, 1. It's so much damage for a tank. This is a tank. Why is a tank doing this? It's a great question, guys. I don't know the answer to it. But it's really powerful, it's really good, and it's really hard to get away from him. He's unstoppable. He can't be CC'd at that time. He's a phenomenal tank, a good way to deal damage while in the middle of a large group of people. Rapid spin plus Water Spout is really, really nice. It really is. All right, let's go ahead and end and talk about the best items, and then we're going to go ahead and show you guys some gameplay. All right, so here we are looking at items, and we're going to talk about the best items for Blastoise. First of all, Blastoise, as we said during the portion where we talked about the stats, Blastoise has a lot of really good base defense stats. And I've said it 100 times, and I'll say it probably 1,000 more. One of the best things to do with Pokemon with high defense stats is to increase their health, because defense stats basically act as a way of limiting a percentage of health, of damage done per health unit, right? So, for example, you'll take 50% less damage because you have X amount of defense. And the more defense you have, the less of a percentage of damage you take. What this means is that the converse is kind of true as well. When you have really high defense, every unit of health is worth a little bit more to you than a Pokemon with lower amounts of natural defense. That's not to say that you don't want to increase defense for lower health Pokemon. It can be very helpful. But every unit of health is better for you when you have more defense. And so one of the best ones, I think, on any tank is going to be Aeos Cookie. Aeos Cookie, I believe, stacks 6 times. When the Pokemon scores a goal, its max HP increases by 200. If it stacks 6 times, which I think is correct, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that's going to be 1,200 additional health. That brings Blastoise to 11,000 health at level 15. That's a large amount of defense, of a health pool, and it's made more efficient by the really high defense stats. 599 base defense stats for him, and 420 for special defense, blaze it. So Aeos Cookie, really, really nice, though, on any tank, but especially, I think, on a tank like Blastoise, which just has a huge amount of limiting of high levels of defense. So I really like Aeos Cookie here for him. Score Shield kind of combo is nice with Aeos Cookie. Score Shield's also just good in general. He gets a good shield with his ult, which can allow you, with Score Shield, to kind of get some good, nasty late game scores. And in addition to that, Score Shield allows you to stack your Aeos Cookie really nice and early, which gets that health going at an earlier level. You want your health going as fast as possible. Whenever you're doing any sort of score stacking, you want to make sure you're scoring fast and early. So I like these two together. I like Score Shield in general for most. Attack weight, no. It doesn't scale off of attack well at all. I wouldn't bring attack weight in ever. Special attack specs, I mean, there's a play here. There's a special attack play for Blastoise. I just don't think that it's going to be generally as good or ever as meta as a more tanky build. So there's a play here with special attack specs, but he doesn't have a lot of base special attacks. So this one would be one of the ones I think would be more useful in the special attack zone because it gives you a flat stack. Whereas Wise Glasses, which I normally love for special attack Pokemon, won't be as good with him because he doesn't have a lot of base special attack. We'll talk about that soon. All right, so attack. Muscle Band. Nope. Not very good for him. Scope Lens the same. Not very good for him. Wise Glasses increases special attack by 7%. This is what I was saying. Increases special attack by 7%. Well, his special attack base is only 412, whereas Venusaur's is nearly 1,000. So 7% of 1,000 is a lot more than 7% of 412. And so this is why I wouldn't bring Wise Glasses on him. If you're going to go for something for special attack, high damage, mega Hydro Blasts and Hydro Pumps and Hydro Typhoons, then special attack specs makes a bit more sense here. Wise Glasses does not really. Shell Bell here it does give you flat special attack, but it's not much. Shell Bell, the same kind of deal. You're not going to be able to heal as much because you don't have a lot of base special attack. It's useful, but it's just probably not optimized. Energy Amplifier, not very good with Blastoise. Oops. Because Energy Amplifier increases your damage after you use your Unite move, whereas most of Blastoise's Unite damage is on the Unite move. Razor Claw, new. Choice specs, if you were going to go that big attack, one-shot kind of build, this makes some sense. It does. But again, this is one of the things that scales with your special attack, and you don't have a lot of it. So there's a meta play here. There's an off-meta game build here where you're trying to one-shot multiple people with your ultimate, and it's hilarious. But normally, in a game, I would not recommend a choice specs. Defense is more where you're talking for this guy. Rocky Helmet's pretty good. Rocky Helmet might be better with a rapid spin sort of build. When the damage receives a certain amount of damage, when the Pokemon receives a certain amount of damage is dealt to nearby opposing Pokemon equal to 4% of their max HP. Gives you a health boost, gives you more defense. So all of those stats are really good for him. I think that running this with something like a rapid spin, where you get reduced damage at level 13, where you're already doing damage in this range around you, can be really useful. So I think a combo is really nice with your rapid spin. You're in there in the middle of them. You're soaking damage. You've got the HP to soak. You've got the defense boost to soak, and you're doing damage to them based off this. Rocky Helmet's pretty good, one mixed with rapid spin and a water spout. Focus Band is actually one of my favorites here for him. When the Pokemon drops to low HP, then each second for 3 seconds, it recovers 11% of the HP it had lost. So this is really good for just fighting multiple enemies. You're in the middle of them. I think this could be used for a rapid spin. It could be used Surf, Water Pump. It doesn't really matter too much. What I think your best bet is, if you have Focus Band, is to try to fight for as long as possible until it procs, and then use your ultimate if you have it, because that Unite ability is going to give you that shield and knock up while you're recovering all this HP. It's going to be a lot of health coming back to you, and you're going to come out of there with full health, and people are going to not know what happened to them. Gives you base defense and base special defense, which is pretty good. But like I said, whenever you have a lot of defense naturally, every time you can, when you can recover 11% of your health each second for 3 seconds, 33% of the HP that you had just lost is a lot of HP that you're getting back, and then that's stacking its efficiency with your high defense stats. So I like Focus Band a lot for Blastoise here. Assault Vest, I mean, you don't see it a lot because it's not the best. I mean, it works okay here on a Blastoise. It gives you HP, which you like. It gives you special defense, which you're pretty okay with. And it gives you a shield that nullifies special attack damage equal to 12% of your max HP. And you have a lot of max HP. You can definitely use Assault Vest here if you're going for just like max tankiness. Something like a Rocky Helmet, Focus Band, Assault Vest will make you nearly unkillable for a long period of time. That being said, I just don't know if I would bring this in most games because you don't really know what the setup of the opposing team will be. And you know, if you love tanks and you can get this up to a high level, look at this here. 15% of your max HP when not in combat. That's the kind of important thing, is that you have to be not in combat. It's not like this is refreshing. If it was refreshing during combat, it'd be way more useful. It'd be like a mini heal that's coming in whenever you're fighting special attackers. But it's not. So you go into it with a nice shield up to 15% of your max attack. If you also have, say, if you're running maybe Focus Band, Assault Vest, and Aeos Cookie, and you have 11,000 health, that 15% of 11,000 health is a pretty sizable shield, but I just don't think that it's the best here. I don't think Assault Vest has ever been the best tank item here. Weakness policy is not really good for him. You don't need the attack, and leftovers is just kind of crap in general. Should be good, but it's not. Float Stone's not going to be that useful for him. You don't really benefit from the attack, but it's really more about the movement speed. Blastoise has plenty of movement speed in my mind. He's a little bit faster than the average. He's got good rapid spin movement speed, and he's in combat anyway when he's in rapid spin most times. And he has a lot of areas where he can kind of close distance fast, so I don't worry about that. Buddy Barrier is universally good. Buddy Barrier is great here on Blastoise. The extra shield during your night move is really nice. Giving a shield to your buddy is really nice, and then the 300 HP is pretty spicy too. Absolutely a great build here. Buddy Barrier can be used for Blastoise whenever you want. XP share. You can run this if you're planning on just kind of roaming from lane to lane maybe, but really your goal as Blastoise is to get to level 9 as fast as possible, and this will kind of slow you down a little bit. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It's usable, gives you a little bit of movement speed, which is nice, gives you a little bit of HP, which we like HP, but it's not much. I generally would say that this is probably not normally the way to go. Maybe if you're running a support role, and your plan is just to kind of rotate to wherever you're needed and just assist. But really, as a Blastoise, you want to be on the higher level for your team. And so I wouldn't recommend this generally. All right. Blastoise held items. Hopefully that helped you guys, and we're going to get into some gameplay now. Alrighty, here we are, getting ready to go into a game. We're going to be running this build here today. This is one of my favorite builds for him. Aeos Cookie, Score Shield, and Focus Band. This is a tanky health tank kind of build. I'm not going to be going Rapid Spin. I'm going to be going Surf and Hydro Pump. I could change my mind, but depending on who we're against. But that's what feels like it's going to be my way to go here today. We're going to be looking to get a bunch of early scores using Score Shield and Aeos Cookie to kind of stack up our health a bit. And then Focus Band is there for later in the game when it's time for us to kind of really hunker down. I would like to be... That's fine. I'm okay with that. Everything here looks pretty good for me. I'm happy being with the Venusaur. I think it's going to give us a lot of good pressure there in the top lane. So, all right, cool. Ready to go. Here we are, Blastoise, Defender. And again, this is not a Rapid Spin build. If I wanted to do Rapid Spin, I'd probably go a little bit heavier into the tank items. But although I'm in the health tank items right now. Like I said, Buddy Barrier, really good here. I think that if I was to switch something out, it would probably be Focus Band for Buddy Barrier, I think, based upon my build path, which is very dunky. That being said, Score Shield for Buddy Barrier would be good as well. My goal, though, is just to get a lot of early score so I can kind of maximize my tank ability and become just a total tank powerhouse while maintaining a lot of pressure from using my my range to kind of close in and maximize my damage. We want to get this slow down. There you go. We're going to get in front of him. We're going to let this guy... Oh, I wanted him to take it. We both had the same idea, and so we kind of just messed each other up pretty good. I want him to take those. He should be down here with me. It's okay. We, oh, we're going to dunk. We're going to push him away. Don't mind that at all. Gonna jump through her so that we don't keep... We're getting some healing now. Oh, was trying to push her back, to be honest. We got this. How did that not kill him? Oh, that was tough. That was some fighting right there, man. That was some serious fighting. Ah, I was trying to be sneaky. I was trying to be sneaky there. I misplayed that. I was trying to skull bash past her and then get to a dunk. A little greedy, a little too greedy. But the play there was to try to get past her, get a dunk. Since I didn't have much points to score, I felt pretty confident that I could do so. We're gonna try to stun him and use that pressure. Nice. Hydro. We're jumping past them because we want to push her back. And I got the tankiness that I need to kind of stay here. We're going to dunk. Jumping past him. Using that damage and escape to kind of get away. You got some range on you. And then we're going to start to slowly heal up. We might check down here to see if we can maybe grab something. No, brother. No, brother. I can't believe he's going to get away. Cannot believe he's going to get away with that. My team's just not here. I mean, they're there, but they weren't doing what they needed to be doing if I was going to survive that. All right, well, we're going bot lane anyway. That speed boost lasted so much longer than I thought. I was trying to get past him to steal it from him, but I wasn't able to do so. And so now we're just going to kind of go back and start the process all over again. Man, attack him, dude. Attack him. He has no health. Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully we can steal that. It's gone either way. Opposing team got it. Oh, crap. Well, we've got Surf now. We're going to go up top and see what we can do here. Oh, wow, that is really annoying, man. We're going to let that reset. Well, we tried. We tried to steal it, but we just couldn't, and our team is just dead in bot. So, unfortunate right there. We tried to get a steal off, but our entire team was just trying to push through bot lane instead of securing objectives. So, this Aora here, he's going to get that, I think. Yeah, well done by him. He's going to die for it, but I don't think it matters. It was well worth it for him. It was well worth it for him to do that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that could have gone much better, to be honest, because I think that I was doing what I needed to try to do. We're going to just try to secure some points up here in the top lane and get our level 9. We need that level 9 ASAP. We're going to keep our... oh, come on, man. Keep our Surf so we can use it to get out of here, which we're going to need. And we did. Not a problem. And then we need to go bot. Bot lane. Hello. To the bot lane, please. To the bot lane. How much is this guy going to score? Plenty enough to break it. And he's getting ready to go in there now. And we don't have any teammates with us. Here we go. Wow. And they steal it while we're not paying attention, I guess. And our whole team is just up top lane for no reason, so this isn't going well at all, I'd say. You really do want to not be losing multiple frickin' what-you-calls-ems. We need this guy to start the fight. Yeah. And this Crustle with full health just runs away. With full health, they're just running away. They have no intention of playing this game. So I'm cool with the surrender. If you guys don't want to play, we don't have to play. That's kind of the mentality that these guys seem to have right now, is that they're just not actually playing. So why are we fighting? Ridiculous. I had my surf timed up there as well to go right off, and it just didn't go off. It's what it is, man. It's what it is. We didn't get the surf off. Like I said, I had it tagged up, but it just wasn't going. This Ninetales, I can't believe this guy's winning. Can't believe this guy's winning this game. I think we have to go bot to try to see if we can't do something here. I'll take these. Might as well have them. Might as well have somebody have them. Just maximizing our damage on the camps best we can. We got a dude up top for no reason. We're gonna ult. We'll kill this guy. We really need to protect our Venusaur here. Our Venusaur is our best bet. Nicely done. Yeah, Venusaur, right there. That was the play, was to protect our Venusaur. Doesn't really matter what this guy does. We win this game. Man. Frickin' the power of Zapdos. You know, man? I don't even know. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to think about it, to be honest. This guy's being a little bit ballsy here. He's like, I can win. Man, and he did. I was actually in my surf, so I couldn't flash. I was trying to flash out of there, but I was still in my surf motion. Good dodge by him. Good dodge. Let's see. That may have been a bad call. He's low, though. And our Venusaur is destroying right now. Venusaur is really strong right now. We're going to lose that one, I think. Yeah, Wigglytuff is going to try to run to it. But that's okay. I still think we win this game pretty headily. So, we're back up. I think we've done our job. We're waiting. In case they do something sneaky, we're waiting here. We'll stay. I don't want anybody getting any fancy, funky ideas trying to get in here and sneak something into the back line. Oh, well, we won that game because of Zapdos. Actually, because of Venusaur, but... Nicely done indeed by our Venusaur. I'm going to give him a good job there. I think we did okay. I'd like to see better games than that with Blastoise, but I think we did our job. But we had some trouble getting our team to focus on objectives for a long time. I don't know if we got a single objective, frankly, except for Zapdos. And that's all that it really matters in the end. So, well, there you go, guys. That was some Blastoise gameplay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I think that, like I said, I've done better than that before, but I think we did our job. Getting into the front lane, soaking some damage, and keeping them off of our back lane is what you're supposed to be doing as a tank. So, GG, well played. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.